Please read the following disclaimer. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Hello everybody, my name is Zubinduber. I am coming to you once again from my closet with another Transformers review. Now, originally, I wanted my second video to be talking about Studio Series 86 Thundercracker, but due to some complications, I decided, hey, let's talk about somebody else. And so I was rewatching the Bumblebee movie last night, and I figured, hey, Bumblebee did take out a Decepticon that turned into a jet in that movie. So why don't we talk about Legacy United Deluxe Class Origins Bumblebee? So yeah, let's talk about him. Small note, I unfortunately do not have the box anymore, but I assure you the artwork was nice. It's crazy for me to think about that originally Legacy Cosmos was going to be a retool of this guy. Now don't get me wrong, I love the Cosmos we turned out with. I adore this figure, even if this character did commit the cardinal sin of not being important enough to be in the 1986 Transformers movie, but that's not important. But I would have loved to have seen how the retool of Cosmos would have turned out. I mean, I guess there is the blueprints the designers originally wrote up, but that's a fun what-if scenario to think about. Now, let's get into the main event. For those of you wondering what exactly this vehicle mode is, well, this is what Bumblebee turned into in the very first episode of the original 1980s Transformers cartoon while he was on Cybertron. And I guess you could call it a flying saucer mode, but personally, what I like to call it is the Cybertronian cheese wheel mode. One second, let me just put this under there. Yeah, now he's ready to be served. Don't try that at home, kids. Also, don't record videos while you're hungry. Anyway, to get back to the point, yeah, this is a pretty accurate facsimile of how Bumblebee looked in that very first episode of the cartoon. Yeah, I really love the sculpting and like just all the little details and everything that you might not be able to see on camera. Let me get a little bit closer. There we go. That looks better. You can see all the little details. You can even see what will eventually become his crotch plate right there. That's kind of funny. Although also you can tell on camera that, yeah, the paint matching is not very good, especially on the hood and all this stuff right here. But I'll give them a bit of a pass just because yellow is kind of a really hard color to do when you're making plastic robots that turn into vehicles. So we'll just let that slide. But the only other two problems I kind of have, one is kind of a paint issue. You can kind of see it right there where the legs are going to be. I don't know if that was just the paint improperly painted onto the legs, or just it's like bleeding into the plastic. I don't know. It looks kind of bleh, but I don't mind it too much. And also these two panels right here, I have tried everything to keep it all together, but once you start pushing these two together, other stuff around here starts to move around, and I'm just gonna leave it like that just because it's not a huge deal at all. Now, unfortunately, I am ill-equipped to talk about the gimmick with this figure where you can have him go up inside Wheeljack, because the only version of Wheeljack I have is the Kingdom version from 2021. And I don't even have the creepy, terrifying live-action version of him from Dark of the Moon. If this were a Jobby the Hong video, I could tell you exactly where you could shove it. Which reminds me, this figure is really fun to just kind of whoosh around and make him look like he's flying and just kind of play around. I might have forgotten to turn the head around because that's horrifying. Anyway, for size comparisons, here is Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Bumblebee, Legacy United Animated Universe Deluxe Class Bumblebee, Transformers Earthspark Deluxe Class Bumblebee, Cyberverse Reissue I Don't Know Size Class Bumblebee, Blocky's G1 Bumblebee who can't face the camera because he's too busy looking at TikTok videos, Blocky's Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, my Blu-ray copy of the Bumblebee movie, and Deluxe Class Badassatron. Oh, excuse me.
Badassatron.
Ugh. Now, for the transformation, what I like to do is I like to start out with these two back panels that kind of mess with the whole vehicle mode when you try to push everything back together. But what you want to do is you want to take these and just push them out until those tabs come out, and then take what will become the legs and just fold them out like so. And then what you want to do is take those same panels and just put them into that little tab on the legs right there, like that. And then take these two parts and just simply fold them up like that once they're unpegged from the foot, and then just fold these, and everything on the legs kind of tends to fall apart when you're flipping it about. It's not a stability thing, or it's not like the plastic is cheap or anything. It does feel really good. Just kind of nothing's really like pinned or put in anything like super securely, so just kind of watch out for that. But anyway, you fold those like that, and then take the foot and just push it like that, and it does kind of accordion on itself like that. So just push it down like that, and then take this, which will become the chest, and just push it out like so, and then just take this and untab it, spin this whole thing around, take the arms and just fold them there, flip out the fists like that, accordion the chest back into place once I can figure out how to do it. There we go. Good job. You're a smart boy. And then what you want to do is fold that like that, and boom, we have a Bumblebee. Man, the witchcraft the guys had to delve into just to get this right, because this like really shouldn't have been possible, because if you remember the original 80s cartoon, they basically just had elements of their robot mode from when they were on Earth just on Cybertron for no real reason. So Bumblebee looked like a beetle, even though he didn't know what a beetle was, and Optimus Prime looked like a truck. But just the insane stuff they had to pull to make it look this good in vehicle mode and robot mode is insane. Like he still has like the roof from like the Hummer, and the thing that impressed me the most was, I mean, it really shouldn't because it doesn't show up in robot mode, were the feet. Like, I mean, yeah, they're not like obviously VW Beetles, but you can tell that design is there, and just all the craziness, and like just it's a super fun transformation. I like it a lot. And that head sculpt is, I gotta say, I think it's my favorite Bumblebee head sculpt that I have in my entire collection, which, as you saw from the size comparisons, was a lot. But I just really like it a lot. Just like the fact they actually like allowed him to smile, because they don't really allow expressions on Transformers nowadays. And he kind of reminds me of kind of like how his head looked on the War for Cybertron cartoons. Only this version isn't like a little edgy Bumblebee like he is in that cartoon. Like he's actually allowed to be a happy little guy. And yeah, this head sculpt is like just so good. If there is one complaint I could kind of see being harbored at this figure, is that a lot of the kibble, I guess you could say, all of it, or pretty much most of it, is on his legs. And it does make the legs look a little awkward, but it does not mess with posability, and it doesn't really get in the way like you would think it would, which is really nice. As well as the figure itself, you get a cute little blaster. Not much to say about it, just a standard Autobot blaster that is blast effect compatible. Thank goodness. Hasbro, please keep doing more of this. I love that. As well as a jetpack that I do not remember him having in anything that is also blast effect compatible. Little tangent, but I was actually kind of getting excited when I remembered this Bumblebee figure came with a jetpack, so I could use it for a Devastation Sideswipe, but yeah, that does not work as well as I hoped. So yeah, he's got a nice little blaster, a jetpack, and nothing else of importance. Oh, yeah. I forgot about those. Pretty sure you're supposed to use these to clean your ears, aren't you? So, yeah. Origins Bumblebee comes with these little orange rod things. Yeah, I guess they're okay. I don't really know. They like to get lost. I found that out recently, but I guess you can, if you can figure out how to pose them with these things, then you're more than welcome to without using rubber bands like I did with Wheeljack here. But yeah, he comes with those. Posability for this guy is pretty good. He has a full 360 degree on his head, and it's a ball joint as well, so he can look up and down a little bit. Full rotation at his arm, and the backpack doesn't even get in the way. Arm goes out that far. He's got a bicep swivel. He's got a bend at over 90 degrees. His fists do not articulate unless you want him to hold his gun like that. He's got a waist swivel. He can kick up about that high, which isn't a lot, and then kick back that far. He's got a beautiful spread, registered trademark of Jobby the Hong, a thigh swivel. He's got a bend at a little under 90 degrees, but you can move this out of the way, and you can get it even further. And then he's got a crazy ankle pivot, as well as back, forward, and an extender. So yeah, posability for this guy is just, like, it's insane. For you Team Fortress fans, I can get him to do a Kazatsky kick, although I did have to remove the back panel on his leg to do it. Or something kind of like this. Or something like this. Special guest appearance by G2 Breakdown, everybody. Or even something like this, because I had to justify using those rods for something. Fun fact, you can get him to hold all 5 in his arm like that. I did it. I had him displayed on my shelf like that for a while. But trust me, you'll just have to take my word. You don't need a rubber band. You don't need anything for that. But I managed to do it. It takes a while, but you can do it. It just takes some serious inertia. Now, let's do size comparisons one more time before our final verdict. Here is Bumblebee, and 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 Bumblebee, and
Badassatron.
Man, if these guys had pointing fingers, this scene would be just close to perfection. Overall, Legacy United Deluxe Class Origins Bumblebee, again, what's in a name, is a really, really darn good figure. I really like this guy a lot. And honestly, it makes me kind of want to track down some of the other Cybertronian modes from like the War for Cybertron trilogy and all that. But like, thankfully, I'm so glad they made this guy not an exclusive anymore. Like, he's not part of just the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line. They made him part of Legacy United, and he's I've seen him for like some really good prices. About the same amount I got both him and Breakdown together, like plastic wrapped together. So if you're really, really interested, grab him, because he's really fun to play with. And yeah, just thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked that video. And speaking of that, thank you to everybody who watched my last video. I think last I checked, it was around 60 views, which, I mean, isn't a lot, but like it means a lot to me that people have been watching my first ever video. And I hope you guys watch this one. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if there's any figures that you want me to talk about next. And hopefully I will see you guys next time. Peace out.